Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Shay Explores Daily. Today we've got another video and another seaside town for you. Today I am in Walton-on-the-Naze on the coast of Essex, and it's another interesting seaside town that I want to show you. So we're going to have a look around and see what's around here. In the meantime, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Just want to say as well, thank you to everyone who's commented recently, liked the videos and so on. The feedback has been phenomenal. Now let's go and explore. Walk with me, let's go. Let's start the video here with this building behind me. This is called the famous Naze Tower. So the Naze Tower was actually built in around 1720, and it was built as a lookout guide for ships coming across the North Sea into the neighbouring port of Harwich. Today obviously it's not in use for that anymore, but at the time it was a very, very good lookout point, because previously at that time the shipping industry in this area, especially around Harwich and so on, was actually really, really big. So it was very, very useful for that. During the Second World War, and I believe the First World War as well, it was more of a watchtower where it had like a radar on it to basically detect sort of enemy combatants and so on. Today obviously it's no longer in use, but there is an actual museum upstairs which you can go and see as well. Also around here as well, you'll find lots of families, dog walkers and so on, just enjoying the quiet space. It's a nice open area here with a cafe and so on, and many other things as well. So very, very cool, and also it's very close to the beach. So guys, I've just started to climb the tower, and as you can see, some really, really cool art paintings and so on. I'm not sure who these were painted by, but probably a variety of artists, maybe from the local area further afield. But very, 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 very cool, as you can see. You've also got like a seating area where you can sit and have breakfast, lunch or dinner. As I climb this tower, you'll see how narrow these stairs are. They are so, so, so narrow. As I climb to the top, you get a rough idea of how high we are. We're not fully at the top yet, we're only on the second floor, but you can see the sea there and the car park as well. So guys, everything on this floor gives us a pictorial history of Walton-on-the-Naze, especially its military history, which goes back many, many years. On previous videos, I've mentioned how in the Victorian era, rail travel was the main form of transport to get to the coast. This advert here says Walton-on-the-Naze is quicker by rail, because during that era, especially the Victorian era, travelling by rail was known as a new phenomenon. On this table you can see a variety of bullets from both the First and Second World Wars. Over the last couple decades or so, there's been a massive, massive, massive local government project to stop the coastal erosion, or at least minimise the damage that it causes to this area, and especially to this tower. Behind me on the wall you can see examples of various projects that they've done to help preserve obviously the land around here, because as you know, with coastal erosion, once it's been eroded you can't get it back. Now behind me you've got a map of the various tidal streams around sort of the east of England. So we're talking anything from the Thames estuary down to Kent, which is obviously the southeast, up to sort of Essex and Suffolk. So guys, I've come to the top of the viewing tower, and as you can see, the views from here are absolutely amazing. Behind me, I don't know if you can see it, but you've got the whole town of Walton-on-the-Naze to be able to view. And I believe the exact height from up here is about 125 meters above sea level. So guys, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but behind me in that direction, you can slightly see the cranes which make up the port of Felixstowe. Click below to see my video about that. Obviously, these seaside towns are actually very close to each other. So Felix, Harwich and Walton are all, so Felixstowe, Harwich and Walton are all very close to each other in terms of coastal distance. By road, not so much. But let's have a little look around and have a 3D view of what's around here. So guys, I'm standing on this little set of rocks here, which is just down the hill from the tower itself. Now some of you may look at this and notice that these rocks look brand new. This goes back to what I said in the tower regarding coastal erosion protection. All these rocks here were actually put in place to stop water from attacking the weak material which is at the bottom of the tower. These rocks go along for a long way, but what they've done is they've allowed pretty much the water and to hit these rocks, and the rocks that absorb the pressure. So as you can see behind me, you've got the eroded cliffs behind me, which are at the base of the tower. And then literally right here, you can see you've got the rocks here designed to protect the actual natural landscape from erosion. Pretty much the whole of the Essex coast is quite low lying, it's not very high. So it's always extra prone to these risks. So it's good that these things have been done to preserve, obviously, landmarks like this behind me. The whole story ties into why this town is called Walton-on-the-Naze. And the exact definition of a naze is a narrow, marshy headland, which is what this area is basically. Right guys, we've seen this part of Walton-on-the-Naze. Let's go and have a walk towards the town and have a look at things like the pier and so on. Let's go, let's have a look. So guys, as you walk down the beach, you'll see these cool beach huts here in a cool variety of colours. These are actually available to rent, some of them, and some of them belong to people who use them in the summer or maybe live nearby. But these are very cool. So behind me is Walton Pier, one of the most famous landmarks of any seaside town, and this one here is no different. Built in the 1870s, originally when it was built, it was actually quite a short pier and the water was very shallow. So essentially it has to be rebuilt to allow boats to actually dock passengers here very carefully. Today, it has gone through a recent redevelopment. I'm not sure how much it costs, but there is a few cool things in here, like a few rides and so on. So let's go inside and have a look. So off in this direction here is where we came from, and in the background, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the tower. This is the direction that we came from the Naze Tower, and that direction takes you obviously further into the Naze and so on. We've walked along there into the town, and then obviously onto the pier right here. On this side of the pier, you can see like a massive little area of beach huts, and in that direction it takes you down towards Frinton-on-Sea, which is a separate town but very nice town. So a lot of people tend to do like beach walks, rides and so on, and that takes you in the direction down towards sort of Frinton and so on. I don't know if you can see it, but behind me it's been fenced off. That previously, just like in Clacton, is where passengers used to dock from the ships to go onto the pier. Previously, ships used to dock in the summer or whenever, especially when the weather was good, and passengers used to come along like this boardwalk and into the pier and into the town as well basically. So every time I come to Walton, I always like to come to this little view here. It gives you a fantastic view of the pier ahead, and as you can see, you've got lots of families and stuff and dog walkers just enjoying themselves down below, making the most of the last back end of the summer holidays as we know it. Also as well, next place I'm going to go to is the train station, then a famous church, and then pretty much for the town, and then we're almost done. So yeah, we're having a good day today. Let's explore with me, let's go. So I'm standing here at Walton-on-the-Naze train station, which is the main entrance to the town via public transport. So Walton is actually on a branch of the Sunshine Coastline, which branches off from Thorpe-le-Soken and comes this way towards Frinton and Walton. Journey times normally between here and sort of Colchester, I believe, is about 45 minutes, I believe. And the trains here run regularly during the summer period. I think right now, actually, in fact, I might be wrong, but I think it's one train every hour. But as you can see, the trains are here behind me. Here you can see the same poster that we saw in the tower, which was incentivizing people to come to Walton via rail. And as you can see here, this is the train that was on the pier that I mentioned also as well. So guys, here you've got the list of all the men and women who died from Walton-on-the-Naze during the First and Second World Wars. This is a common occurrence with towns across the country who pay tribute to their fallen soldiers in this way. Being a coastal town meant that places like Walton-on-the-Naze were of extremely significant importance during both wars, as they were on the front line and normally the first line of defence against enemy forces based on mainland Europe. So people who may have died here from this town may not necessarily have been based abroad. They could have been based here in Britain, but could be victims of things such as bombing attacks and so on and so forth. So this building here is the All Saints Church. I believe it was built in the 1800s, I think the 1870s, I'm not sure, after the original church fell into the sea. So guys, I'm starting to walk into what's known as the town basically. It's not really a town, it's just sort of like a high street with a few cool shops here and there. But yeah, let's walk through it and have a look. There isn't really too much to see. Let's go. Here we've got the Walton and Frinton Boat Club or Yacht Club, as you can see. So it's a huge preservation of yachts from past and present. When you see boats like this one in front of me and these behind here, it kind of makes you wonder what kind of storms they may have gone through or so on, because some of these look like they've been around for many years. Inside there behind me, there is actually a bar and catering. So there's two things you can do. You can actually join the club. They actually have a membership where you can actually become a member of the club. And also as well, if you've got any events or functions or anything like that, I believe you can go in there and order it out for like, I don't know, wedding receptions or anything like that. I'm not too sure. But have a look if you have a chance to come down. That is it guys for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I've got many more cool videos coming. Please also let me know as well, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to see? Write it in the comments below and I'll definitely consider it. Until the next video, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.